And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship Split 2 Drivers Lounge. Tonight we're bringing the last night's Phillip Island race to you all. Really interesting night. Was fantastic racing, probably some of the best racing that we've seen in a while, in a good long while. Unfortunately, though, we had problems with the servers, so the race got underway late. But nevertheless, we had some really great racing. And joining me tonight in the Drivers' Lounge is David Kirby. David, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, JP. How are you? And g'day to everybody at home. Hope you're lovely and fine on this Wednesday evening.
Yeah, nice evening for it. It's absolutely bucketing down here. So guys are getting ready for the race here. Let's go through the grid really quickly for the Split 2 race. So on pole position here, and it's showing the 18th place. So let's forget about that and go straight to the race.
Well, there I am.
Oh, well, that happens sometimes, eh?
No, that's it. You know, I've been working on my starts and everything, and yeah, just lit the rears up, and it got a bit messy here at the start too. Yeah, further back, I think the 86 car gets taken out as well. Yeah, there's a Dragon car. And just watch there.
Yeah, that was
bit of hip and shoulders.
a bit of painful stuff going on there.
It was a fun race. So it was a bit of a shame we couldn't go for points last night, but just on that, just want to give a big credit to you, JP, and the entire admin team for trying to get everything done under trying circumstances, and it was good to be able to get a race under board for both Split 1 and Split 2.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe we should probably explain to, while I'm going through this, nothing seems to be coming up. We don't seem to have any data coming up at the moment, but hopefully that'll fix itself. But
yeah.
It's probably worthwhile letting the people at home know. Last night, unfortunately, we had issues with getting the servers built, and by the time we did get the servers built, it was pretty late in the game, and they built themselves incorrectly. So even though we'd set the grids properly, what iRacing decided to give us was something completely different. So we decided to have last night as a no points round. So even though the guys were racing, there was no points issued for the round because we felt it wasn't fair. Some people had been given an advantage and been brought to the front of the field. Some people who were at the front of the field were disadvantaged and were taken to the back of the field. So we decided that last night's would be a no point round. And as it turned out, we probably had some of the best racing in both splits that we've had all season.
Oh, I think it was good. Obviously, when we gridded up, because you know it was a random grid, we sort of didn't know where we were going to be, and sort of looked in my mirror, and I was like, oh, no one behind me. Oh, right. If I light the rears up, no one's going to hit me from the rear, so I'll just do what I can. It's exactly what I did. I ballsed it up a little bit, but yeah, started 25th, I think it was, and I think by now, I think I'm up to about 12th or something. I think after the first lap.
Yeah, you've actually come up. You've actually come up 13 places to 12th by now, so that's not bad at all. Lap 2 of 28.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty good run, pretty good start. Obviously, lap 1 and turn 1 and 2 and everything at the start there sort of helped me out. I'll definitely take the freebies, but unfortunate for all those drivers. But no, it was a good race, and it just sort of progressed along as well, really well.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I mean, really disappointing for those guys that got caught out. But at the end of the day, it's all about trying to not get involved in those sorts of shenanigans right off the start of the bat. Maybe nerves are high. Guys are just trying a bit too hard. You can't win a race on the first corner, but you can certainly lose it. And for some of the guys, they just went a little bit too hard, a little bit too fast, and paid the penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, excuse me, another good one to watch there is my teammate as well, Max. He was involved in the 86 car. He was involved in that lap 2 incident as well, and he had a really good race moving forward too, and came back through the field as well. So, it was a good recovery, and a few other guys were able to recover really well as well.
Yeah, brilliant. There we are with Max now. I think that was his first race with us actually, because He's been was it moving house or something like that?
Yeah, no, he raced last week. That was his first race last week. Yeah, he had to move house sort of at the end of last season, and it was a big move and everything. So just trying to have the time and to get the rig rebuilt. But he's got that back up and running. I'm heading out there on Saturday to help him do some settings and stuff and get it all hunky-dory for him. So it should be good. But no, it's good to have all 3 cars back out on track. So Craig as well as myself.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So no, well done, done on that one.
I like those Wodonga kart cars. They look nice.
They've done a really nice job on them. I mean, you know, not the most flash paint job in the world, but having said that, they don't necessarily have to be, and they stand out. So
they do. So
let's find one of them and go to. There we go. There's Richard's car. Let's go to Richard and check him out.
Yeah, I think it's just good. Like just having the spec matte chromed and everything like that. Like it just pops and it kind of almost changes colour and everything as well through the sunlight, so it's good. Yeah,
100%. That whole fade that they've got going from the black or the dark colour going all the way through to the light colour in the chrome. And I think at the front there's a little bit of matte on it, so yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, I think that's what I might start doing on our car anyway. On mine, it's got matte black and then the chrome silver as well. So. But yeah, just want to start experimenting with some funky little things, and you know, I love the paintworks on iRacing, and some of the cars in our series are some of the best I've seen.
Yeah, some of the paint jobs are absolutely fantastic. We'll go to Tony's car here. Love this paint job. Love the matte look on it. The Penrite livery. They've done
look good.
Awesome job. I can never get enough of this of our new Goodyear paint here with Aaron driving that car. That's a phenomenal paint job that was done for us.
The truck looked good too the other day.
Yeah,
Truck.
Yeah, it's come along really nicely. So, really happy with that one.
Oh, nice.
Who else can we go down and have a look at? It looks like here we've got Scott McEwen. He's just done a pretty handy lap, and he's about to be right in the middle of it all.
Yeah, I think there's something goes on around here somewhere. I think by memory. Oh no, it's already. There we go. Yeah, these guys. I was chasing these guys. I'm only about 3 or 4 cars back by now. Up to 11th from 25th. About 4 laps in, so making a long, hard charge through the field.
Yeah, great to see all of these guys running nose to tail as well and keeping it reasonably clean too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Phillip Island's so fast, and you make a mistake and you get penalised, but you can still run close, which is really good. It's a track I really do enjoy.
Yeah.
Haven't been the best at it in previous times, but bit of a lock-up around Lukey Heights.
Yeah, this kind of looks like a bit of a mistake from Jason that actually ended up by looking like it's going to end up by paying off for him.
Yeah, you don't want to miss your brake marker going into Lukey Heights there, because otherwise, more than likely, you end up in the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. There you are on a charge, mate. You've made up 14 spots. You're in 11th by now. We just got a comment here by John Van Ree from the guys there. Thanks for the compliment. Work hard to look good on the broadcast. Yeah, the paints are always looking good, mate. So hats off to you and the boys, doing really well at the moment.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Even the Melbourne hydrographic cars as well, like they look mint as well with the matte and the chrome through them as well. So, but it'd be interesting. I'm really looking forward to what people come up with for the retro round in Bathurst later on to finish the season off. So,
yeah,
which I've got to start thinking about.
Absolutely, we've run the same paints for a couple of rounds now. Oh, big mistake there from Jim, but he manages to keep it on track.
Couldn't get it pulled up here, and and he just ran wide through the braking zone.
Gets it wide, but at least he managed to keep it on track going into the Honda hairpin. I thought he was going to lose it there.
Well, I was chasing him and I was trying to set him up and put the pressure on him to sort of, all right, where am I going to make the move? Because I could see I had the pace, but it wasn't until I watched the replay last night after the race that he actually dropped it wide going into Honda.
Yeah.
And that sort of obviously then contributed to him not being able to pull it up through the braking zone and running off on the outside.
Yeah, definitely compromised his braking going into the zone there. Yeah, for sure. So
Looks like we've got Steve Black here with us too now, JB.
there we go. G'day, Stephen. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Mate, let's go and find you in here. Were you in this? Obviously, you were in this split last night. There you go. Well, I think you might have had you may have succumbed to a bit of dramas there earlier on in the race, Stephen. Tell us about your race, mate.
I had a 6-year-old backseat driver that interrupted my race.
Oops.
They're the best, aren't they?
Damn! Don't you hate it when life meets sim racing?
I actually, when you say that, Steve, during qualifying last night, my two little ones decided to come out and hang off each arm whilst I'm in the middle of a hot lap. Just have them come say goodnight. I'm like, yeah, not the best timing. Well, my worst thing is like, all right, I'll pull it over if I've got to, but I don't want anything to happen where I take somebody else out. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah, absolutely. And the action's so fast on the track, you know, they come up on you so quickly, you just don't know.
Yeah, when you got the speakers going, the headset going, and then they just appear on your arm, and you're sort of maybe going through turn 2 or, you know, coming onto the main straight or through Lukey Heights, and you're like, oh, I need that arm to turn left.
Absolutely. So here we are on board with Pete Latham in the middle finger racing entry, the snap-on entry. That's another really nice looking paint job there that the guys from MFR have done. So hats off to Jono and the boys in that team.
Yeah, no, it does look good. I do enjoy it. But I think we do get a safety car very soon here as well.
Yeah, the guys actually from race control last night, obviously because everything had been thrown in the air and it was it was basically just going to be a race for the sake of racing. They messaged me and they said, oh, can we throw in a random safety car? And I actually replied, no, just keep the race going. And by the time I'd replied, they'd already launched the safety car. So
yeah, no, it was actually played into my hands quite nicely actually. So, but and it came right at the right time too.
Yeah, it worked out really well for some of the other guys in Split 1 as well. Just the safety car just landed at the opportune moment for them. And here we go. Tony Gaffer's got the lead of the race now.
Yeah, what are we on? Lap 7.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's just at the end, towards the end of this lap or something. But no, I think after that, yeah, there we go, safety car now. I think very shortly. But yeah, no, it was a good race, and yeah, like I said, the safety car came right at the right time, and it managed to play into strategies very well as well. Yeah, this is the safety car now, because there's Dean in the pits. He accidentally went in whilst pit lane was closed.
Well, actually, we don't close pit lane.
No, because it was an iRacing one.
Okay, so they threw the iRacing safety car. We actually had the live safety car, which enabled all of our guys to dive into the pits as soon as it was called out.
Yeah, no, it was a iRacing safety car. In our split. So yeah, that was where the confusion came. But I was frantically looking at my fuel calculator. I'm like, do I have it? Do I have it? Yeah, I'm going to have it. But not everybody came in, so it was a bit interesting.
Yeah, well, that's the whole strategy side of these races. You know, you make that call on the fly. I'm gonna dive into the pits or not. So obviously, you roll the dice. It worked out well for you.
Yeah, it did. I think where am I? Probably about 8th there or something. I think into the top 10.
Yep, you're sitting 9th there.
9th, yep. So, but you know, starting from the rear of the grid, so it was halfway. You know, not even halfway through the race, and already made up more than half the field. So, but yeah, it was really good battles all the way along though. Like no one made it easy, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
And you
No,
don't want to make it easy. You want to make it as wide as possible.
that's great to see, yeah. And we were actually talking about that last night. You know, even though people sort of exhale and they go, yeah, no points round, there's no pressure, that's all good. As soon as the lights go out, you know, it's a different story. They're racing. They're often racing, and they are not going to make it easy for you.
No, I had a great battle late in the race as well, and after the safety car here, and you know, the racing just got better as the race went on, so it was good.
Yeah.
Were you still circulating, Steve, or?
No, I pulled the pin. Yeah, I had quite the hissy fit in the back seat.
Yeah.
So here we go. You can see the line of cars now going into the pits.
And it was tricky too because everybody had checked up to about 40k an hour through into pit entry at the cones there too. So I'm like, come on guys, let's get it going at 74, 72, whatever it is.
Yep. Rick Summerhays, great fun. Well done, guys. G'day, Rick. How you going, mate? Thanks for watching. Yeah, look at this. How busy can you get the pits here? Everyone's dived in.
I couldn't see my my crew actually. I had to sort of just duck the car a little bit to the left to see where my pit stall was, just to sort of get out of the car in front because we were so nose to tail, and it was so busy in there, like you just couldn't see where you were going.
Absolutely. One of the things I used to do when I was racing in the warm up is I used to go and do a lap out and then come straight back into the pit so I could actually sight where my pit bay was.
Oh yes, I do that.
That way, yeah. That way, if I had to pit during a safety car or anything like that, or in traffic, I had a good idea of where my pit bay was, so I wouldn't go and overshoot it.
Yeah, I do that also, and I remind the boys to do that when we're out racing as well. Couple of instances where they've qualified at the back of the split. So you come in pit lane and bang, there's your pit bay right there.
Yeah.
And I think last season in a series, Max came in and drove straight past.
Yeah. So safety car lights are out now. So the guys at the front here, so Dean Albans, Rick Summerhays, Andrew Johnston, Richard Barella, David Leslie, Jake Sperry, John Van Ree. So 1st to 7th, they haven't pitted yet, and everyone behind that, so from 8th on, have pitted. So, yeah, you're going to make up a lot of places here.
Yeah, and I looked at that turn, and I see that so many cars didn't pit, and then I'm looking, I'm like, well, I'm 4th in the queue here. So, you know, this is game on because those guys in the front, they're not going to make it on fuel.
Yep.
You know, because there won't be another safety car. I know there was someone asked for it. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, nah, that ain't going to happen. Not tonight.
Yeah. Because someone did ask, you know, oh, we're going to have a safe competition caution. Oh, they come back. Why not?
Yeah,
And it actually spiced things up, and it, you know, it got everybody back together, and it gave those guys that got taken out early and messed up in the incident early to, you know, get back with everybody and race on.
Yep, absolutely. And Dean, as soon as the safety car's peeled off, he's actually gotten going straight away. And Rick is right on him here.
Yeah.
So these guys are not mucking about. Rick's having a look. Nah.
Yeah.
Can't make it. Dean covers him.
And the thing is, too, you know, these guys, they're what, you know, almost 10 laps old, their tyres now, and, you know, we're going to have some hard charges coming through, all on fresh rubber and fuel to the end as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So these guys, they're either going to have to play a fuel-saving game, which is going to be, it's going to kind of be pointless anyway because they're going to need to stop.
Oh, they'd have to save something like about 6 or 7 laps of fuel.
Yeah, which they won't have enough. Not with the way we set their tanks up.
No, because I think it was about 20 laps a tank, 19 a tank.
Yep, something like that.
Yeah, it was a 28 lap race. Yeah, you're not going to make it with and the safety car helped as well.
So right about now, you've gone and jumped all the way back into 9th. So you've gone from 12th back to 9th now.
Yeah, I think it's, and you can see there's action.
Oh,
and a bit of a
more drama.
Bit of a bump. Hip and shoulder. I gave is that Kyle?
Yeah, I think that might be Kyle.
Yeah, I gave him a bit of a nudge there. coming into MG, but thankfully I didn't rotate him or send him off, and it was a bit of a bump. Hey, how you doing?
Just to let him know that you were there.
Yeah, just let him know I was there.
Just
Right,
a
lads.
just a friendly hello. G'day, Tony. How are you?
Hey, good yourself?
Yeah, really good, thanks, mate. So we're joined now by Tony Gaffer. Tony, tell us a little bit about your race. You got a bit of an early lead in this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, coming into pits, so I decided to pit under safety car. Obviously, there's a bit of a lead in to get into, to go around the track to get into pits. I overtook the safety car,
Oh no.
sort of heading in. So I actually got a 30-second stop hold penalty applied. So I actually I've gone to the back of the field.
Yep.
from the lead to the back of the field. So a bit frustrated there, but
Yeah, them's
yeah.
the breaks.
Yeah, but yeah, as you'll see, I had a
Oh.
pretty good drive through the field to get back up to P3. So yeah, pretty happy.
Yeah, looks like they're Scott McEwen and one of the Barella boys had a bit of a coming together back there. I don't know who did what to whom, but anyway. Yeah, well, I guess last night, in a way, not being a points round, it allowed you guys just to race for the sake of racing and put it all out there, really.
Well, you'd put moves on that sometimes you'd second guess. Like you'd be more inclined to have a little bit of a dive or a little bit of a, a little bit of a push into the rear bumper to let them know you're there.
Yeah.
That you normally wouldn't do because the field's so tight at the moment that any little slip up and you're out of the game pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, Dave Leslie down on the inside of Rick Summerhays there. Made it stick. That was a pretty handy move. But once again, kind of a moot point by David because he's not fueled to the end. And he scratched my paint job, so I'm not really happy about that. But anyway, we'll let that one go.
Just send him the bill.
Yeah. For the replay. Look at those eyes. I love those eyes.
Yeah, we're going through the replay last night, and I said to the boys, "You got to check this car out. Have a look at its eyes." So
Mate,
straight away, I'm thinking, JP, he loves that car.
Mate, there's a story that goes with that car. One from iLiveries. I think I've said this before. I gave him the brief when I told him about the Dragon RC car, and he listened to not one word that I told him, and he went out and did his own thing.
As all good painters usually
As
do.
all good painters do. Yep, exactly. They go, yep, fantastic, no worries, yep, I'll do all of that for you. And then he went out and did his own thing. And he showed me this paint, and the first time I saw it, because he's shown it to me almost in black and white before he put all the spec maps and colouring and everything that he usually does. And I looked at it and went, well, okay. And then he showed it to me when it was finished, and I was completely gobsmacked. Like, are you kidding me? Look at this thing.
Yeah, unreal.
It's an absolute monster. Looks fantastic. But let's get back to the racing now. Let's leave David because we know he's going to have to pit soon. So right at this point.
Yeah, I think this lap just up in front of me. I think coming into Honda here. Yeah, the boys have a bit of a moment as well because I got tangled up with Jason at MG. But yeah, these guys here get all messed up, and I say thank you very much.
Oh, Jason goes wide there. Dean's wide. Rick's through.
I give my teammate Max a bit of a nudge. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming.
Hello, I need to get past. Get out my way.
Yeah, that created a fair bit of trouble back towards the back there, because I know I was coming through the mess at the time and there were cars going everywhere.
Yeah, I think Jason locked it up. He locked it up, and then it just all sort of snowballed and everything else. I backed off just a little bit earlier because obviously they're all grouped together. I'm thinking, I'll anticipate something, and thankfully it paid off, and I was able to get up on the inside of all of them.
Oh. Another little bit of chirp there, bit of a brake lock up from Aaron going through there.
Yes, left-hand side's a bit scratched up there too, Tone.
Yeah, I don't think Dan will appreciate that, but the other side's good.
Stay on that side, JP, just for the sponsors. So,
Yeah,
been right, looked after them.
yeah. Let's make sure to do that. How's it? Oh, wrong side. Oh no.
Yeah. That was a good move there, Tone.
Yeah, good dry. The setup worked pretty well actually. I was a little concerned how the tyres would go towards the end because obviously driving back for the field I was using a lot of the car, and yeah, I got up. Yeah, it got close to second, but just ran out of time. Just ran out of tyres unfortunately towards the end. But setup was nice. It was drivable. Held on for quite a while because I think we had about 16 laps, 17 laps to go on a set of tyres.
Yeah. Dan from Coghlan Engineering really sort of stepped up his game this season. He's found the sweet spot with these cars, and he's been able to sort of extract a little bit more out of the setups than he has probably in the last season. So, hats off to him because the amount of work he does is fantastic. And I get, he messages me all the time, and he's constantly, as soon as he finishes 1 week setup, he's right on to working on the next week's.
Yeah, it's been great. Setup's been great this season. They've been drivable. I've got Thomas Foster that's new to the series. That's part of our team, and obviously a big learning curve for him. But the setups have been drivable during the race, which is great. And obviously it feels really important in these cars to get the most out of them. So no complaints.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these cars, and definitely when you've got a fixed setup series, the setups aren't going to appeal to everybody, and you're always going to get people who, I guess for want of a better word, just don't like the setups. And what we've found is the majority of people week in, week out are happy enough with the setups, and they're saying, hey, look, we can drive it, we're okay with it.
Well, I think we're 5 weeks in now, and you get an idea of what the setup's going to be, how it's going to drive and stuff. So you got the basic, I suppose, fundamentals of how it's going to get set up.
Yep.
Obviously, a slight change here and there, obviously track and changes week to week. But I think the basics of what the setup is trying to do is the same each week. I ran pretty much most of today on next week's setup already. As we head to Daytona next week, but like this week, Phillip Island, I felt I could drive it both in qualifying and in the race. But all week I was able to do in the mid 30s in qualifying, but last night I just could not get it together. But that's all right. It is what it is.
Well, that would have to be one of the closest sessions I've seen in the series. That was a 10th here and there, and you were right up in split one quite easily. It was really, really challenging to get that time out, I found last night.
Yeah, I think JP, you put up the what the grids would have been today, and I think I looked at pretty much all of split one was separated by like a second.
Yep, something like that. And when you've got that kind of when you've got that kind of separation, in the split. So we had, what did we have? I think we had somewhere in the vicinity of about 35 or 36 cars in split one. So separated by a second. That's absolutely phenomenal.
And that's a testament to the Coghlan and everything as well. That it got a setup that will bring the fast guys back.
That was a bit ambitious. Not by you, I think. Actually, let's go back and have another look at this.
I forgot about that. Because I had nothing on my screen.
I think
lock the rears.
So Richard's chosen his little lock there. He's chosen the line. You've come on the outside. I think he's just pinched the brake. His brake just that little bit too hard and pinched the brake. Did he? It doesn't look like he hit you though.
I think it, just by memory, I think that one was just a 0x. Just might have just been a slight brush as I've gone past. But man, I went right hand down as hard and as quickly as I can to avoid him.
Just one of those brown pants moments.
Yeah, well, I think that put me up. What's that? Into third now.
Yeah, so you're now in third, and you're tracking down Kyle Zink.
Kyle. Yeah.
And at the moment, David, let's go to David. That's not too bad. He's sitting pretty in first there, but he is going to have to pit.
Yeah. You can only run it as long as your full tank is deep.
Yeah, yeah. And the one thing we have in this series is you do have to complete a cool down lap to be classified for the race. Oh, actually, if you don't complete a cool down lap, you get a 3-spot penalty. But last night we probably would have been fairly easy on that one, given that
I
that it wasn't
completed mine.
points. Yeah, well, I think you get used to it anyway, so you always account for and make sure you've got that extra fuel in there for the cool down lap.
Well, even when I'm off doing officials and another series and stuff now, like I always complete a cool down lap now. Yeah, I think it's the best way to do it. Get used to it that way. Then when you come here on a Tuesday night or whatever, that you're doing the same thing every time you hit the track.
Yep. Yep, and you're not going. That bloody JP makes us do a cool down lap. Oh, look at that.
The green-eyed monster nearly rotates. How good is it Bathurst week this week too in real life?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'll certainly be going quiet on Sunday. I won't be doing any prep work for Monday racing on Sunday.
Nope. I think my TV hasn't changed off the Bathurst channel all week. Not even to the news. Don't care.
So there you go. You've dispatched. No, you haven't dispatched Max. David's in the pits now.
No, yeah, he's gone in. So now this is.
So this is the fight.
Now this is on track for the lead 1 and 2. So this is a good little battle. But and I got Max in third. So. But I think Tony, had a good little battle and chased him down pretty hard, I think.
Yeah, I pushed the car as hard and as fast as I could, but just didn't just ran out of time. But I had some awesome battles trying to come back for the field, and credit to everybody. It was pretty clean, so it made it enjoyable.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the most enjoyable weeks. I think the pressure was off, as JP alluded to earlier, so I think everybody could relax a little bit, but at the same time get out there and race hard.
Yeah, I mean, to look at it, it doesn't really look any different to any other round that we've had. Everybody's racing as hard as they possibly can. No one's sort of going, I'm going to let him, I'm not going to fight that hard because there are no points. Everybody, everybody's fighting. I'm sure Kyle didn't want to give up first place and wasn't going to give it up easy either.
Oh no, he wasn't. It was he definitely made me work for it each and every lap. Had to be on my game. I couldn't make a mistake. You make a mistake and you just give up all that time that you've just worked so hard for.
Yep. And that's kind of the key as well when you're trying to chase somebody down is being patient. So you don't make a mistake. Look at that, under brakes, nice.
Yeah, I was a lot quicker in through there. I was later on the brakes and had a good run through Stoner Corner.
Yep.
So I knew each time I got there, if I could get close enough, I could sneak up the inside. But I can't even remember where I got him.
Well, guess we'll find out soon.
Yeah. But it was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And he always gave me a sniff coming down over Lukey into MG as well. I was able to hold it a lot flatter through Lukey and make some genuine gain on him. But then coming out, he would then, I'd probably light up the rears a little bit, and he'd pull away a fraction. So it was a bit of a cat and mouse, one half of the lap versus the other half.
Yeah, we saw that a lot last night as well, where guys were really strong at one section of the track, and then their counterparts were stronger on another section of the track, so it made
How
it
good did that
difficult.
livery look?
The 9.5 SimSport livery.
Yeah, with the Australian imprint.
Yeah, they've done really, really well with that one.
Good
Darren-
evening, boys. By the way, sorry to chime in.
Hey there,
mid-race
Anton.
or end-race. G'day.
And
JP
we've got
didn't know who
Darren
that
Robb
was.
having a look as well. Hi, guys. G'day, Darren. How are you, mate?
You know, I'm not sure if Tony's listening or not, but Tony was actually down visiting Steve Griffiths. He raced with us last season. This is Tony Clark, sorry, one of the PSR boys.
Oh, yep.
And he was actually racing on Steve's rig, which is a full motion rig. And I really hope that someone somewhere has footage of Tony on that last night, because I reckon he had one hell of a time.
You're really like a bucking bronco.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Kyle's tyres are starting to go off a little bit too.
Yeah, you saw it. You saw it get a little bit unsettled coming out of there. He's finding it hard to get the apex there, but he's got a good run.
Yeah, I think like coming on to Gardner Straight there, like it was towards the end of the race, it was really hard to get the power down early enough.
Yep.
To get that run, so it was sort of right. We'll just buy your time through there and through the back half of the lap. That's when you can.
Oh,
that's where I
big
found
lock
you
up.
could really make your moves.
Yep.
Yeah, the toe down the main straight wasn't as beneficial as I thought it was going to be. You sort of could close, but you couldn't really sort of make a move. Like it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't that. Wasn't as quick as I thought it would be.
No,
Oh,
I'd agree there.
There we go.
Done.
Oh, here we go. This is a really good. I think this is
Oh,
around the outside of Siberia.
You got to have two willing participants to be able to do that.
This was good. Like, thank you, Kyle. You mate. That was.
oh, that's great stuff.
We did not touch each other. Sorry.
Yep.
And nice, clean, hard move. And he raced on as well. He wasn't going to give it up easily, and made me sort of really keep my wits about me as well.
Yep. And it's a testament to both of you. You know, both of you's kept your line. You didn't drive into each other. You gave each other enough room. But neither of you sort of gave up.
I really like how Kyle's always putting himself in your mirrors. You know, he's looking for that different line through the corner. He knows what's optimal, but he also knows, showing himself, potentially throwing you off for that fraction of a second, and the move could possibly be on.
He's kind of Craig Lowndes-esque in that sort of respect, where he does sort of move around a little bit and shows the nose here and there at different spots, trying to put you off your game.
Yeah, 100%. So when obviously, when he's behind me, I knew that I had to sort of, eyes forward, keep it clean, make no mistakes. I knew I could pull away, but if I made the slightest little error, he was going to be all over me and back past me again.
Absolutely.
And that's probably the best thing about having a clean racer behind you, is you can just go eyes forward and think about your race rather than eyes in the mirror and looking at sort of where you're having to defend.
What happened there, Rick?
Yeah, what happened there?
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rick's coming out of the pits here. And Jim's just closing in. I think Rick just gets out the way.
Well
Right.
done, Rick.
Yeah, that was good.
I was carrying on all yesterday about wanting people to use that top pit exit. I felt that it was probably the better of the two evils, or the lesser of the two evils.
You're crazy, mate.
Nah.
I think the top one's the way to go.
3 words, mate. Use your relative.
Listen, I'm all for that, but mate, that top one puts you straight on that line. At least that bottom one, you're at pace, and I feel like you can merge in. I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is if you're at that bottom line when somebody's going around that corner, they'll track out right into your car.
Yeah.
And they're at speed. I mean, they're at speed there too, But the thing is if you both use your relative, you can normally tell somebody's coming out of the pits, and you can tell somebody's coming up on you. So normally what I do is I close my eyes and hope for the best.
Yeah, it was actually a drill that I ran with my guys leading up to Phillip Island. That was sort of, two cars starting from the pits. You'd split either way down that pit exit, meet up at the end, and have to negotiate both cars at pace around that corner. Unfortunately, we probably didn't get to put that into full potential with what went down. But yeah, like you said, if you've got both cars watching the relative, respecting the line, it can be done. It can certainly be done at speed.
Yeah.
I think too, like the way I see it, and when you're out on track, especially when with other cars, race, qualifying, whatever, just position your car just maybe 1 or 2 1.5 car lengths to the right as you go past that pit exit, just to give yourself enough room just in case. But when you're actually coming out of the pits, if you watch your mirrors, you can actually see, and your relative, you can actually see if anybody's going to be coming up on you as well.
And you're actually better off waiting, letting him go, holding fourth and punching the inside, rather than racing him for it's not really the apex of that position, but
yeah.
But if you time it right down the bottom there, where you're both at pace, you can really push through, and it makes for some very exciting entries. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Evening, Alex has joined us for the tail end of the broadcast here.
Yeah, I think Tony, you still sitting in fourth now, I think, or you?
Yeah.
How are you travelling? Do you
He's
get
in
past
third
Max?
now.
Oh, you did get past him.
Yeah, now I've got the head down, and I couldn't. I was watching the relative as to where your time was, and I'm pretty sure it was sitting at about 6 to 7 seconds the whole time. So wasn't going to get to first, but yeah, almost got to second.
I think we're both, we're lapping around the same. Looks like we were both able to manage our tyres earlier on to give us something at the end.
Yeah, the pace. I think we were sitting around in the 31, low 31s, which I was pretty happy with.
Yep,
absolutely.
So about this time, David's done a 31.6. You've done a 31.7. Kyle's probably, I don't know if he's had a bad lap or if he's chewed his tyres out. He's done a 33 flat on the last lap.
Yeah, I think his tyres had gone. You could see the car moving around a lot as I was catching behind him.
And like I said, it was slow over Lukey Heights when I was behind you too, so you would have been making up a lot of time through the back half of the lap as well. That's what I saw when I was behind him. You could see that his tyres have gone early.
Yeah, it's hard to make him last.
Yeah, these cars chew through their tyres pretty quickly.
Good thing we don't have to pay for them.
Yep. I still haven't hit the go button for qualifying. I really want to limit your tyres for qualifying, but I'm not ready to be that cruel just yet.
Well, that might not be such a bad thing, JP. We've been talking with Daniel from Coghlan Engineering over the last day or so about starting to really open the setups to some speed. We've certainly catered towards stability and keeping the field as tight as possible, but we're certainly keeping the core field across seasons now. So, mate, I think that's not a bad idea at all. Let's limit tyres through quali, but let's give them a much faster car than we are now.
Well, we'll see. I think I might put it to the guys racing, see what they want to do moving forward. I know next year when we go to the 2 series, when we have a Premier and a Tier 2 series, the Premier are going to be open everything, and we might be doing away with fast repairs across the board, I think. But at this stage, this is all conjecture.
Some exciting things on the horizon, that is for sure.
Yeah, it'll add another element to the series, which is what we look forward to.
Yeah, look, I'm all about giving you guys a challenge. It's great to have that one fast repair up your sleeve, but it also gives everybody a get out of jail free card. So I think maybe some people, they realise that they have that, and they maybe go a little too hard out of the blocks at the start of the race, and that's what causes some issues, some incidences. So, you know, if you don't have that free fast repair, it might change things.
I think, like, in a development series, I think, you know, the one fast repair, I think, is fine. Obviously, you've got drivers of different abilities, and you know, and it's all about learning the car and everything. But if you've got open sets, you know, fast repairs aren't required.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same as the official series. There's no fast repair on that. You've been it, you're out, pretty much.
Correct.
You know,
I
it's
still think
no different.
limited. Sorry, I still think limited tires are certainly a good option for that Premier Series. Though I mean, that's the way it is.
Yeah, look, limited tyres, I think, you know, I mean, I think what it's
If
going to
you
do is
can
it's going to make qualifying a little bit more realistic.
Especially
Because,
if you can control your fuel loads.
yeah, because people aren't going to be able to go out to do those hot laps, come in, get new tyres, go out, do a few hot laps, come in, get new tyres, and keep doing that while they're running their fuel loads down. They're going to have to bank a decent lap to start off with, and then plan out how they're going to use their tyre bank for the rest of qualifying.
Yeah. There we go. Final lap.
Last lap, you've got a handy
Yeah.
little lead there, 4.5
Almost.
seconds.
Almost rotated it there as well. So I did say to the boys in my team as I crossed the line, I said, all right, last lap, don't do anything stupid. Do not bin it. I think
I love the
Jake even come across and said, oh, you know, don't spoil the lead. Because I pulled out a healthy lead
Yep.
over Kyle as well. And you can see here Tony's really monstering him.
Yeah.
And
He's looking for
yeah,
a way
and-
past.
Yeah, I was looking, but there was no way past.
And he
Was
covers
that
that off really nicely. A little
shut the
bit.
door.
Yeah. I'm not having any of that. Get back to this. Nicely done, David. Last to first. Well done, mate.
Thank you. I was
And
pretty
this
happy
isn't
with that.
over yet. They're still arguing here. But Kyle is going to be able to hold Tony out. So pretty good going from the top three. So you made up 24 places to get to first place, David. Kyle made up 15 places. Tony made up 11 places, but what it doesn't really show is that you made up 11 places, then went down to the back of the field, and then made those places back up again.
Yeah, I definitely didn't make it easy for myself. That's for
So
sure.
11 plus about 20, so about 30.
Yeah, yeah.
Was
So
that frigichill.com.au?
It's just Friggy Chill on Facebook, Friggy Chill Racing on Facebook.
let's see.
Perfect.
Let's see if we can bring up the race results here for the race. Fantastic! It's brought the race results up. It was a no points round, so let's not show the points. So results for Split 2 was David Kirby in first, Cole Zink second, Tony Gaffer in third, Max Losh in fourth, Peter Latham fifth, David Leslie in sixth. Well done, David. Scott Weston in seventh, eighth Craig Hopkins, ninth Aaron Hayden, and rounding up the top 10 was Dean Albin. So from 11th on, Scott McHugh in 11, Rick Summerhayes in 12th, Jason DiPotetto in 13, Andrew Johnson 14, 15 Jim Delios, Jake Sparry in 16th, Richard Barella in 17th, Thomas Foster in 18th, John Van Ree in 19th, Alex Malone in 20th, and then over the page, 21st, Darren Robb, Dean Power in 22nd, James Lee in 23rd, David Zetterbark 24th, Clay Lewis 25th, Steve Black 26th, and Tony Clark 27th. But 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th were classed as DNFs because they didn't complete 75% of race distance. But well done. And hang on, let's hide this real quick because somebody else doing a burnout. No,
Naughty Max.
naughty Max. A couple
I didn't
of
know. Couple of there.
a couple of letting the hair down. It's a good thing it wasn't a points round, but I have a really I don't know. You could call it a weird theory. I reckon if you've done the work to win the race, then you're the one who should do the burnout. You know, it kind of diminishes the effort for winning the race, in my opinion.
And I And I made sure too that I'd cross the start-finish line before I did it, just in case I ran out of fuel.
I tell you what, there's 2 Mustangs too many there.
Absolutely, I agree.
Nah, well
What's
done.
happening?
So there you go.
Thank
So
you.
that was the Split 2 race. I guess before we go through, well, actually, let's do it now. Let's talk about your thoughts of the race and maybe your thoughts of the race coming up. We've got the Daytona Super Sprint coming up, which is going to be basically 3 sprint rounds, two 10-lap sprints with a 15-lap reverse grid sprint to finish off next Tuesday. We'll start with yourself, Anton. You're at the top there. How did your race pan out?
Oh, mate, I didn't get to race. I'm sure you remember, due to technical difficulties. Unfortunately, I missed out. That's 3 weeks in a row now. But I can tell you one thing as far as Daytona goes. We're lucky that they're sprint rounds, because those tires are hurting. These cars on that banked oval, they're a tire killer. So the inner track will certainly give some awesome passing opportunities. It'll make for some exciting broadcasting, that's for sure. But I can't wait to hopefully get back in the car and on track Tuesday night with the boys.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. David, it's kind of a moot point asking you what you thought of your Phillip Island race. If you didn't like it and you won, then there's a problem, mate. But we'll do it anyway. How did you feel about Phillip Island, and what do you think about the Super Sprint coming up?
I hated that race. Why do we go there all the time? No,
I'll
that
take that
great.
under consideration, mate.
No, that was great. I did say at the start of the race when I was at the back, I'm like, all right, cool, no worries. I know I'm quick. Let's see. I know it was random. Let's see what I can do and where I can finish up. But to finish first was, if you would have told me I was going to win the race at the start of the race, I would have laughed at you. To get a victory like that, first victory with NTS. I know it's only split 2, but a win's a win.
Absolutely.
And but yeah, no, it was great, and it was great driving from all those throughout the field and everything. So well done to everybody, and well done to Kyle and Tony on also the podium. But looking forward to next week. I was out doing laps with Anton and everything this morning as well around Daytona, and he's 100% right. The tyres go off very, very quickly. So
Yep.
Glad it's a super sprint. It's gonna test everybody out, I think. There's a few tricky little sections, especially through the infield. The banking's obviously the banking. It's as long as nobody's stupid along the banking that and turns somebody around NASCAR style, I think that'll be pretty much straightforward. But on the infield is where it's going to be won and lost, and through that back chicane. So, but whoever can manage their tyres the best, because they don't last very long at all. And being a long lap too, around the the 140 mark, 145 mark, it's still going to be a long 10 laps and then a long 15 laps. So looking forward to it. I'm on leave this week, so I should be right.
Absolutely. And what about yourself, Tony? How did you feel about your race, and what do you think about the Daytona Super Sprint coming up?
Yeah, I enjoyed the race. It was a good chance to sort of put your racecraft to the test, and if it didn't play off, then there weren't points on the line. But after my mistake, it was fun to be able to drive through the field, and congrats to David and Kyle on second. Like, I gave it my all, and yeah, it was good. Daytona, I really enjoyed the sprint rounds we had at Phillip Island last year. So consistency is key, and I can usually be consistent. So I'm hoping for a good showing. Drafting will be interesting, so just need to sort of put in a good qualifying lap and see where we end up.
Yeah, 100%. And tell you a couple of things now. The top 3, actually, what we're going to do for the Daytona Super Sprint, because we're not going to actually have separate qualifying, and I'll be putting up a post to let you guys know how that's going to be working in the next couple of days. We will actually be taking the top 5 from Split 2, and they'll be getting a wild card into Split 1 for next week. And to spice things up a little bit more, we won't be running a safety car. So it's going to be even more imperative that guys get clean laps, don't turn anyone around, don't get a penalty, because with a 10-lap race, if you find yourself, going through pit lane doing a drive-through penalty, it'll be almost unrecoverable for you.
Yeah, it sounds like good fun, to be honest.
To me.
I think it's
Keep it
that's
clean.
good.
Yeah,
That's
I
good too.
love it.
I think that'll, like you said, Tony, it'll keep everybody nice and clean and actually make them be smart and not be silly.
Well, that's what we're trying to achieve with this series. We're trying to get people to maybe race a little bit smarter. I mean, there are a lot of fast guys. We just want you guys to be, to be fast, to be smart, to use a bit of racecraft, and to develop that in this series. So that's what we're all about here. So that's pretty much about it for the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship Drivers Lounge. Before we head off, I'd just like to send shout outs to our sponsors, Nationwide Tracking Systems. Without them, we wouldn't have this series running. Goodyear Auto Care Warana, these guys on the Sunshine Coast. If you're on the Sunshine Coast, you're looking for tyres or mechanical, these guys are the people to go to. Custom Track Art, they do some amazing wall art. I'm sure every sim racer is going to love what they do. Track Racer, awesome race chassis. Abruzzi Racewear, custom made sim racing wear and team wear. Coghlan Race Engineering, they do all of the fixed setups for us, but they also do training. They also do help with setup work as well. Motec work for the Serious Sim Racer. Melbourne Hydrographics Depot, Race Management Services, and all the funky track cameras that you see in this series are supplied to us by Track Cams for Gourmets. If you want to improve your private broadcast or stream, definitely give those guys a check out. Before we go, do you guys want to send out some love to your sponsors, seeing as though you're in here with us tonight? Maybe Anton, you can go first again.
Well, Coghlan Engineering is most definitely my number one sponsor for sure. Cannot praise Daniel enough for the work he does. Like we always say, we have setups that are catered for this series, but we also have setups catered for outside of the series. So official stuff, much quicker. Really hit us up. The stuff that's on offer in terms of telemetry analysis and data feedback, it's really second to none. But outside of that, I think more than anything, we should be saying thank you to you, JP. Last night, we touched on it earlier today. You had a mammoth amount of work, on your shoulders as you do on a week-to-week basis, and you continue to deliver. So thank you, mate.
Well, with the kind of racing that you guys are delivering, I'm more than happy to go and go to that effort, that extra bit of effort, and make sure that I can get race servers up and running for you guys to race on. David, yourself, any love you want to send out to some sponsors or people who are significant in your sim racing life?
Yeah, obviously, a big shout out to Frigichill Racing, which is a combination of MaxiChill Refrigeration and Frigi's Air, and that's Max and Craig that race alongside me as well. Hybrid racing simulations, Pagnian, That House Design, Flight Store, Chink Shifters as well. So, and just thanks to those guys being on board, and I'll echo again what Anton said to yourself, JP, last night. I know you couldn't get it done. It would have been frustrating. You would have been pulling your hair out. But I know that you, and I think I speak on behalf of all the drivers across the series, and for you and the admin team, week in, week out, you guys turn up and do all the behind-the-scenes work that we don't see. But it gives us an avenue to come out and race each and every week. So on behalf of everybody, just like to say thank you to yourself and all the admin team.
Thank you very much. And just echoing really quickly what David said, this is by no means a one-man feat. I've got plenty of people behind me helping me behind the scenes to get these servers up and running, to get things working. Race control that go through all the penalties, the admin team that we talk to constantly about trying to improve this series. So no, thank you to those guys that give up their time, that donate their time and give it up, so we can put on these kinds of races and broadcasts and get you guys racing. So no, thank you very much. Tony, yourself, any love that you'd like to send out, mate?
Yeah, just everybody at Coda Sim Sport, Dan, our team manager, Penrite and Penrite 10 Temps, been a sponsor for a few years now, and we appreciate that. And DLD Designs for the striking livery we've got, and we'll have some new liveries coming out shortly, which will look really cool, and can't wait to share them with you guys.
Fantastic. Well, from myself, JP Courier, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Thanks to Anton Gilbert for joining us, Dave Kirby and Tony Gaffer. Everyone out there, just remember next week, well this week actually, tomorrow night we'll be broadcasting the ANSCAR Cup Series. We've got 4 races to go in the Chase Series, so that should be another exciting race. On Friday we have the Gentlemen's Sim Racing Club, the Friday night triple treat, so join us for that. On Monday we have
the V8s.
Yeah, especially the V8s, where you're getting plenty of action in there too, David.
Yeah.
On Monday we have the Club Day Masters, so MX5 racing, and we also have the Gentlemen's Sim Racing Club there, the Monday double header. And of course, every Tuesday night, the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. So once again, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Bring on Bathurst.